Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something maybe a little unexpected. We're setting aside the usual dense research papers, the complex data.
Right.
Instead, our sources are just, well, everyday English dialogues. Really common conversations, the kind you hear all the time.
Exactly. And our mission really is to sort of dig into these ordinary chats. We're looking for those hidden bits of insight, the universal things, maybe some surprising truths that are just baked into daily life.
So the question is, what can we actually learn when we really pay attention to this, well, seemingly mundane stuff? Let's jump in and see if we can find that shortcut to understanding, well, us.
And a good place to start is right inside the home, looking at the domestic sphere.
Makes sense.
And that often kicks off with chores, doesn't it? We meet Seema straight away, and her dad wants her to do more around the house, not just schoolwork.
Right, which immediately leads to that classic kid question from Seema. Will I get an allowance like Susie?
Huh. Yeah. Yes, so relatable. But then she's worried about fairness too, right? Her sister might pick the simplest ones.
Oh, yeah. What does that little moment, that tension, tell us about how we start learning about, like, equity and negotiation right there in the family?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It really shows how early kids start testing things, figuring out fairness. And the dad's response, just a calm no, she'll not. It's not just about the chore itself. It's about building trust, setting expectations, sort of creating order in that little world.
Yeah, establishing the rules of the game early on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you've got Billy. Bit of a cautionary tale there.
Oh, the messy room.
The messy room. Described like the tornado went through it.
Yeah.
So what happens? He ends up spending his whole Friday cleaning instead of going to the movies.
Ouch. Been there. That feeling when procrastination bites back hard.
Totally. But then Alan just completely flips that, doesn't he? He actually wants to do more chores.
Right. And the reason why is, well, it's not what you'd expect.
Not at all. He's saving up secretly.
Yeah.
For a birthday present. A new watch for his dad.
Oh, that's lovely. It's such a great contrast.
It really is. You see how these supple chore talks are like a mini version of family life? You get fairness lessons, negotiation, and then bam, real selflessness.
Yeah, it shows how even just, taking out the trash can be tied up in character, sometimes even showing love without saying it.
So if chores are maybe the functional side,
then pets are the emotional core.
I think so, yeah. These dialogues make it super clear. Pets aren't just animals, they're absolutely family.
Definitely.
Like Mog, losing Rusty, you get the details, 4-year-old brown dog, white spots, collar, and the immediate fallout for the family, especially the child. It's just raw.
You really feel that panic, don't you? Calling shelters, making flyers. And thankfully, Rusty is found. The relief is huge. And they call him an important member of our family. It shows a lost pet isn't just finding an animal, it's like trying to put the family's heart back together.
Perfectly put.
Yeah.
And then we switch gears to someone wanting a new pet.
Right, the 13-year-old.
Yeah, making all the promises. Walk him, feed him, wash him, and play with him. The whole deal.
Classic kid bargaining.
But then there's the twist. The mother is afraid of dogs. Got bitten when she was young.
So what does that tell us? When one person's fear bumps up against the family's wish.
It's a common dilemma, isn't it? But look at the solution they discuss, getting a puppy they can train together.
A compromise.
Exactly. It shows how families have to adapt, find ways around individual fears to maybe reach for something together. It's about connection winning out.
That's hopeful, but sometimes the connection has to break, right? Like with Alice and Charlie.
Oh, that's a tough one. Having to give up Buster, their pug.
Because their son, Steven, developed bad allergies. Sneezing, rash.
Yeah, and Alice calls Buster part of my family. You feel the attachment. They're desperately asking relatives if they can take him.
Just heart-wrenching, that feeling of having no choice but to separate from something you love.
But then there's that little glimmer of hope, or kindness, really.
The neighbor.
Yeah, the neighbor steps up, offers to take Buster. Her husband loves dogs, and she mentions Buster hardly ever barks.
Wow, that's community right there, isn't it? Stepping in when someone's really struggling.
It really is. And across these pet stories, you see this huge range of emotion. Fear, hope, deep sadness. Beyond the pets, though, these chats give us little windows into how family life changes over time, too.
Right, like Lynn, working 2 part-time jobs in Canada for tuition.
While back home, her dad's health is better. Good news there.
Yeah. And there's the excitement about a new cousin coming along. Always happy news.
Always. And then Andrew getting into Harvard. Big celebration.
Yeah.
Favorite food, new Nintendo.
Yeah.
marking the milestones.
Okay.
So all these little snack shots, they paint a picture, don't they?
Yeah.
Families dealing with stuff, celebrating wins,
Yeah.
just constantly shifting and growing.
Yeah, family life is never static. It's always this mix of duties, feelings, and just evolving. Okay, so from the family, let's zoom out a bit. Look at people's individual paths, ambitions, doubts, successes.
Yeah, the personal journeys. And academic and career wins pop up quite a bit.
Like Anna getting an A for my accounting report. Simple, but feels good.
Totally. And Annie doing even better. 3 A+ and an A on her finals.
Wow. And she credits her tutor, Miss Linda.
Right, but what's great is Miss Linda's response. It's not me, but you're a real genius. That humility and the mom's gratitude. It really shows how good mentors don't just teach. They help you see your own potential.
That's a really nice insight. Then we see people actually starting out, finding their way in careers.
When friend lands a job at a small company, and the big plus. Everyone here is treating me so nice.
That says a lot, doesn't it? Sometimes the environment matters more than the name on the door.
Absolutely. And then there's Luke in New York, in sales. Loving it because he gets a chance to talk to people and apparently has great communication skills.
So finding that sweet spot where your job actually fits your personality.
Exactly. It's like when what you're good at and what you enjoy line up with your work. The dialogue suggests that job satisfaction isn't just luck. It comes from knowing yourself and finding the right fit.
Makes sense.
And you see ambition, too, like Erica, who fast-tracked her degree and is already at a big company in technology. Real drive there.
Yeah, impressive. And then there's just the pure excitement of landing a new job at a dream company. Someone acknowledges it'll be tough.
But they believe they can handle it, that self-belief is key.
But it's not all smooth sailing in dream jobs, is it? The grind is real, too.
Oh, definitely. We hear about a marketing team facing a new project, meaning overtime, or another team stuck until 9 p.m. finishing a monthly report. And that feeling, I want to give up, but I have to earn money.
So raw, so relatable. That constant pull between what you have to do and what you want to do shows real grit, though.
It does. Which brings us to overcoming hurdles, personal ones this time. Like Jane, totally nervous about giving a speech.
Yeah, worried it'll be too boring. We've all been there.
But her friends step in, don't they? They remind her she makes them laugh, attract our attention with jokes, that she's been inspiring us a lot.
That's great friendship, boosting her confidence.
It really shows how crucial a support system is for tackling self-doubt. Friends can kind of hold up a mirror and show you your strengths when you can't see them yourself.
So important. And support helps with academic stress, too, like the student who forgot to submit a final report.
Oof, yeah. Pure panic mode. And the professor is strict. I am not accepting anything else at this time. Ouch.
Rough. But the friend's advice is solid. Calm down, try talking to the professor again, just being there.
And then there's a different kind of hurdle, just understanding stuff. Someone says their mind is reeling, trying to figure out instructions for a survey.
About fast food, right. Only at specific places like McDonald's, KFC.
Exactly. It seems small, but it highlights how much mental energy everyday tasks can take and how vital clear instructions really are.
God, yes. Clarity is everything, even for simple things. And finally, under personal journeys, we get the call of adventure.
The gap year. A friend decides to just go for it.
Yeah.
Travel around the world and gain experience.
Having saved up enough and feeling totally happy about it.
Yeah, it speaks volumes about wanting different kinds of learning, growth, outside the usual path.
Yeah.
Makes you think about what success really means, doesn't it? Maybe it's not just linear. Maybe it's about experiences, embracing the unknown.
Definitely food for thought. Okay, let's shift again. How do we manage our connections with others? Social life? Daily interactions? These dialogues are full of that.
Oh, yeah. Friendship and support systems are a huge theme.
Especially the advice people give each other.
For sure. Like the romantic advice. Someone's nervous about telling their crush how they feel. Classic situation. And the friend's advice is just so practical, so grounding. There will only be two possibilities, yes and no.
Right. And if it's no...
It doesn't mean that you are not good enough. It just means he isn't your destiny.
Wow. That is powerful. Takes the sting out of rejection, frames it as just not the right fit.
Yeah. Exactly. Redirection, not failure. But friends also look out for each other, sometimes giving warnings.
Like with Jason, the crush.
Yeah. Friend finds out Jason actually has a girlfriend, even though he said he was single.
Oh, red flag.
Big time. And the friend doesn't hesitate. Tells Lucy, stay away from him. Ask him straight away about this. Proper lookout.
That's a good friend, actively trying to prevent hurt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then there are the smaller, but just as important acts of kindness.
Like just offering help when friends are moving. If you need any help, please hit me up. Simple, but means a lot.
Totally. Or pushing Olivia to enter the music competition, those Disneyland tickets.
Yeah.
Even though she hasn't performed in a year.
Yeah.
It's encouragement, belief.
These aren't just nice gestures. They're like the glue that holds friendships and communities together. Social capital, empathy.
Well said. And friendship is also about fun, planning things together.
Like the sister's birthday party in a garden.
Yeah. Discussing gifts, pop music, and a dress code white and beige. Or planning that trip to the uncle's beach villa for 3 days.
Calling it the best summer vacation, planning a party. It shows how much effort goes into making those shared memories.
Right. It's collaborative. Friendship isn't just being there when things are tough. It's building joy together, too.
Yeah.
But social stuff isn't always easy.
No kidding. Roommate problem.
Oh, yeah. The classic nightmare roommate. Makes loud noises late at night.
And borrows stuff without asking, like favorite pants. Oh, no.
Exactly. And the advice given is blunt. Change your roommate. Basically, you will not be able to deal with him.
Sometimes you just have to draw a line for your own sanity, I guess.
Pretty much. It shows that breakdown of boundaries and the need to protect your space. Then you have workplace stuff. Pressure's there.
Like the boss who talks too much. Will not refrain from speaking, leading to super long meetings.
We've all known one. And that awkward moment with Mike, caught looking tired.
And then later called out for a lot of mistakes in his report. Yikes.
It really shows those power dynamics, the scrutiny. Even just looking tired can be an issue.
Tough environment. And finally, a classic parent-teen dynamic. Andy skipping English class.
Because it's so boring. Too many handouts. Fair enough, maybe.
But then his mom calls him out. And Andy points out she used to skip class too.
Huh. And the mom's response. The immortal line. Do as I say, not as I do.
Oh, wow. That's fascinating, isn't it? The little hypocrisies, how authority shifts, maybe learning more about the parent's past than the kid's present behavior.
Definitely raises questions about passing down wisdom or maybe just rules.
Okay.
So beyond these big themes, the conversations also just ground us in everyday practical stuff.
Yeah, the nuts and bolts of life. Logistics, schedules.
Like rescheduling that appointment, Sunday morning, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., maybe lunch after.
Just normal life admin and understanding when someone's late, bad traffic, dead phone battery.
Right. And the response is understanding. That's okay. It's holiday plus today is the weekend. There are like unwritten rules about punctuality and when it's okay to give some grace.
True. We also get a dose of reality with safety warnings.
The increased crime rate, the warning about pickpockets.
And the advice. Check your bag every time you go out. Just a stark reminder of needing to be aware, especially in certain areas.
Yeah, those little bits of community wisdom passed along. And then there are just preferences, comfort.
Like walking into that lovely living room that feels cozy, finding out the husband decorated it, little personal touches.
Exactly. Or the detailed chat about what to have for lunch. Chinese, dim sum. Oh, maybe spicy mapo tofu, someone's favorite.
These details seem small, but they show how we build identity through our spaces, our choices, how we connect over simple things like food.
Totally. And finally, just the rhythm of routines. Commutes.
Like how close one person lives to school, just a 5-minute walk, easy.
Compared to someone else who has a 15-minute bus ride. It's just the different textures of people's daily lives.
These tiny logistical threads, you barely notice them, but they shape everything.
And when you put all these little practical details together, they really show the different patterns, the choices people make, their lifestyles, priorities, maybe even access to things. It's all in there.
So we started out asking what we could find in these everyday chats. And honestly, it's kind of amazing when you actually listen. These ordinary conversations, they really do reveal so much about, well, everything. Human nature, relationships, dreams, and just the plain reality of getting through the day.
It's like a shortcut, isn't it? To understanding that huge, messy, wonderful tapestry of human experience. So what does this mean for you listening in?
Yeah, how do all these little exchanges about chores, pets, jobs, lunch, how do they all weave together to make up our shared experience?
And maybe more importantly, what can you take away about resilience, about connection, about your own growth, just from paying closer attention to the everyday conversations around you?
It's definitely something to think about as you go about your day. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.